Hi and welcome to the Zone.
We're back again.
This is the Fantasy Football Zone, your home
for everything fantasy football.
Starting.
All right. Hi, and welcome to the Zone. This is the Fantasy Football Zone. Of course, your home for everything fantasy football. Thank you so much for making the time to join us. Dinosaurus here with you.
The ideal guy
with
here
my
as well.
guy. The ideal guy. How you doing, man?
Good. Looking forward to the show today.
You're looking so comfy, bana. Kwani you're in Alaska?
No, when this on this end of Nairobi, it's winter.
Hey, I wonder if you're that covered up. I wonder how Manchester United fans are. They must be in ovens. All right. We are back from yet another game week, and what a game week it was. This was what do we call it? The 100-pointer game week, where everyone was getting 100 points. Except the pundits. Except the pundits, Bana. Hey, how did we miss out on this one, Bana? What a game week it was. I think we can jump right into the games, just so that we don't waste a lot of time. And let's see what the game week had to offer. Of course, when we were previewing this show on Friday, actually, the game week was starting on Friday, which was the game where our beloved Arsenal was facing off against Emi Martinez and Aston Villa. And as you can see, it was jubilation all round for the Arsenal fans, Arsenal players. What a performance, what a game. Another convincing performance. I think the second time that we're seeing that kind of performance, so maybe the team has it in them to do it a bit more consistently. But what do you make of that 3-1 win, Arsenal win?
No, indeed, it was a dominant performance, that we had, of course, against Villa. Of course, Villa got that goal, but I think it was, of course, it was a really good goal. However, they didn't deserve to get any result from that game because Arsenal dominated everything, every department in that game. Everyone was on their A game. I was really impressed. Of course, I was happy walking into the weekend, just staring at other teams, and I'm like, I have my W in the bag already.
That was the best feeling. That was actually the best feeling. It's like we're already sorted. Let's see how everyone else plays out their own battles. And interestingly, the battles played out to our favor as Arsenal fans, as we will see in the other games. But I think a very impressive performance. We should say that very, very cautiously, I can say this team is really starting to show something, very cautiously. When you look at that backline of Tomiyasu, Gabriel, Ben White, Ramsdale, and even Nino Tavares, who got his full debut. in the league against Aston Villa, and he really impressed. I mean, somehow the signings that Edu made, they were underrated, but at this point in time, I guess we are starting to see just what this guy had seen in these
Yeah,
players.
definitely the process is now starting to work. Of course, many doubted it. Arsenal is now 6 unbeaten in the league so far. I mean, of course, 4 wins, 2 draws. You could of course write into the draws and how they went. But I mean, right now we're starting to see a kind of football that is trying to introduce. He's put a lot of faith in some players, and we're starting to see it pay off. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, that was the Friday night football, and it was a joyous experience for us Arsenal fans, especially. Then Saturday came, and we had some blockbuster games to enjoy. As you can see, the scoreline was the scorelines were just insane. First of all, we kickstart with that Chelsea versus Norwich game. Without Lukaku, without Timo Werner, Chelsea managed to choresha Newcastle, Norwich saba. Walichoreshwa saba.
That was a slapping. That was a slapping indeed. What? What?
Ooh, that
I
that
mean,
wasn't a slapping. That was a violation. That is someone should call someone should call someone. You know.
okay. This is the thing. Everyone knew that this is going to be a high-scoring game. That's why everyone's armband was on Lukaku in the first place. I'm ready for this kind of week. However, what we didn't know is how it's actually going to play out. Especially with Lukaku and Werner out, the goal scorers. But I mean, the goals are coming in from anywhere and everywhere. They're just slapping them left, right, center.
But you know,
It was a disaster not to have Chelsea players.
no, yeah, it was absolute disaster. You should ask me because the only Chelsea player I had did not play. But I think it was a superior display. You know, this was actually first facing off against last, and you could see the gulf in quality, the gulf in determination, the gulf in everything. These
Quality
teams are
and
literally worlds apart. They're
yeah,
literally worlds apart. And the goals were coming in from midfield and defense
yeah,
actually, because it was
yeah.
the Mason Mount who had the killer blow, of course, with the hat trick, but then
Mhm.
Rhys James, Chilwell coming from the defense to
Yeah,
get to nick a goal here and there.
yeah.
Hudson Odoi again with the other goal. And interestingly, the most transferred player, Chelsea player, Kai Havertz, did not actually get a sniff on goal.
Yeah, everyone actually thought he is actually. Of course, him playing that false nine, everyone was like, no, definitely has to score the goals. But it looks like he was actually, farther deeper actually than Mount, in that game. So yeah, it was really interesting to see.
But yeah, hey, that's 7-0. I think at this point in time, Norwich should just apply for an early relegation. I don't know if you can do something like that because wow,
How will he get
they're
points
gonna have a
then?
tough
How will
one.
he then get points in FPL? If not against them.
So it's just for them to decide. Hey, let's just get an early break and we'll just go to the championship. We start Mapema. But yeah, that was the really, really, really standout scoreline, even of the game week actually. But even as we go, you will see some interesting scorelines as well. Crystal Palace, Newcastle 1-1. Good result there for Newcastle, I think. Disappointing for Crystal Palace. Let's talk about Everton Watford. Hey, how the tables were turned. I think Ding is finally having his touch. And you remember in the previous show, we were talking about this guy has now had a week with this team. So he's
Yeah,
probably been able to do something. You remember we just
yeah,
talked about that aspect. And
yeah.
of course, we weren't expecting it to turn out this way. To come back from behind and thrash Everton at home,
At
Merseyside,
home,
5-2.
5.
What a
No,
performance.
it was a very big performance. I honestly don't know what was injected into them for such a performance to actually just come through. Of course, King getting his hat trick. There are a lot of hat tricks this weekend. Of course, and I don't know. I mean, I think it was really a poor performance from Everton all round. Of course, not being able to defend the lead in the first place, and again conceding so many goals. that was just really poor from them. And of course, they even had Richarlison back for that game.
Yeah, and he scored the goal.
Yeah, he scored a
The
goal,
goal
but
that
still,
put them 2-1 up.
it didn't even help them in the first place. So yeah, that was a big result.
But I'm so excited to see Watford as an attacking outfit gel and finally, get the goals coming in. I think that can be a very good FPL preposition because most of their players are value players. When you look at the likes of Dennis at 5 point something, Ismail Assar 6 point something, Josh King, all those players are good value players, such that if they hit form, we can really benefit from sparing some of those extra shillings we're using on the likes of Ronaldo to get some of these players and maybe spread the money around the team. But that was quite an impressive performance from Watford for sure.
And a good comeback from the 5-0 from Liverpool.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Good response against a tough opponent. Actually, a fellow Merseyside opponent. Let's go to the results again. Then we had 2-2 Southampton versus Burnley. I've skipped the 1-1 Wolves versus Leeds. I don't know if there's much to say about this side. I think you remember when we were looking at Leeds fixtures and all of them had green. 2-2-2-2. The FDR was like, these games are a walkover. But Leeds so far has not managed to win any of them. Losing the first one and drawing this one to. They lost to Southampton away and they drew at home to Wolves. And then now the next one, I think they're against Norwich, possibly.
Yeah, and Norwich is a good game, of course. However, I think they're still really missing that focal point, Bamford, up front, because there's a lot of chances there that they really need to take. I think even as well, it affects how they build up, especially going forward in the attacking third. So I think that Bamford missing is a big threat to their goals because they're a team that concede a lot of goals. That's Leeds for you, but as well, they're not scoring as many.
Yeah, but I would expect. Yes, I know, I understand. Bamford is their talisman, he's their focal point. But I feel even without Bamford, this team has enough talent to be able to score goals. When you look at the likes of Daniel James, of course, there's Rafinha. Of course, the only one who's getting the goals at this point in time. But then the likes of Click and Dallas. Dallas hasn't had a goal this season so far, So despite them missing their best player, they are still playing like below their standard. Something is not quite clicking for them. And the results are showing in terms of how they're suffering for it.
Yeah, it also could be an intensity thing as well in their play. Because, remember last season, there's a lot of intensity to their game. In how they used to just impose themselves on teams. As we could see, really high-scoring games. Remember even the 3-3 against Liverpool. They could really come out as a very big attacking force, But now that intensity, I think, has reduced. I do not know whether it's teams have figured them out or something like that this season. But yeah. Probably we can go back to the fixtures.
Sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yep. Yeah, probably can go back to the fixtures, of course, and how they went down. Of course, Southampton, Burnley. We saw Kone, of course, bagging a brace. We saw Southampton, of course, missing a couple of chances. Very interesting game as well. So yeah. Maybe we just go straight and finish up as well. Brighton, of course, facing off Manchester City, and it was expected that probably Manchester City would definitely, win this game. So it was a very interesting game. Of course, they slapped them up 4-1. Many of us who had, of course, a clean sheet. Who are defenders, of course, Man City, of course, probably were the victims of this won by Brighton. But yeah, very interesting game, and still seeing this talisman at Foden, the likes of Foden really just bagging the goals. Bernardo really playing at his A game. So definitely there's a lot good coming from this City side, of course. So of course those are Saturday results. And of course, let's just jump right into Sunday. And Sunday, of course, we had Brentford facing off against Leicester. Very interesting game. And did you were you able to catch that game, bro?
No, I only caught glimpses of that game. I didn't manage to watch it properly, but it was. I think kudos to Leicester for getting that win. I think they're one of the very few teams actually who have managed to get a win away at Brentford, because we know how tough Brentford set up when they are at home. And even when you saw that game, early on in the game, like Brentford were all over Leicester. They were all over Leicester. Actually, they got a goal which got disallowed.
It was disallowed,
and that's when Leicester got the goal through Yuri Tillmans.
What a goal! What a goal!
And then Tillmans is proving himself to be quite long shoot ranger or something like that.
Long range shooter.
A long range shooter. I've switched up the words. But yeah, it was really an interesting game. Also, a very weird thing that happened is that Vardy got sub-benched at halftime for Patson Daka, who of course came and scored the winner. So I don't know if that spells misery for Vardy owners, considering he was one of the most transferred in players for Gameweek 9 actually. And I don't know if it's an injury, I don't know if it was tactical, but I guess since that 4-star performance from Patson Daka, maybe the manager was thinking this guy deserves some more game time, and he came on and proved that he can produce the goods. I don't know how that will affect Vardy's playing time.
Yeah, I mean, of course, Patson Daka is looking on a very good outfit at the moment, attacking wise. And as this, of course, one of those many managers bring in Vardy, and I'm like, what is he getting off halftime to do, at halftime? But I think, of course, that really worked, bringing on Patson Daka, getting that assist, of course, for Maddison. So, yeah, very interesting game as well there. Probably we can move on to the next game, and West Ham versus Tottenham. Of course, West Ham coming away with the result, 1-0. What do you think about this game?
Okay, I'm happy Tottenham lost, but
Me too.
I don't like the pace. I don't like the pace at which West Ham are gathering momentum. I mean, this team is proving to be, sustainable. It's like they're sustaining their top 4 charge. Against some of these tough oppositions, they're getting the result. And of course, even us as Arsenal, we know some of these games we will struggle to get the result. But West Ham somehow is pulling the result. So West Ham slowly is taking their claim as a favorite for one of that. Actually, that's number 4 position, because when you look at the rest of the teams, no one is showing the kind of consistency that they are showing. When you look at Tottenham, Manchester United, Leicester, Arsenal, all these other guys, they are not quite at the same level of consistency. That West Ham is at. So yeah, West Ham is really looking like a threat. But Tottenham, I don't know what to say about Tottenham. I think Nuno is about to be under a whole lot of pressure. I think Nuno at this point in time. And the next game is facing off against Manchester United. If he loses that, I think that would be like 4 losses in a row, 4 straight losses in a row, something like that, or 3 straight losses in a row.
They actually won the previous game last weekend. I think 2-1, right?
Oh yeah. It was against Newcastle, right?
Yeah, Newcastle. I know 3-2 actually. 3-2 actually. Yeah. So I mean they have 5 wins. I mean in this season.
But they lost in the Europa Conference League against Vitis.
That's right.
Yeah, they were beaten 1-0 and then they lost against West
West
Ham
Ham.
now,
Yeah.
So when they lose against Man United, it's gonna be looking too dull for them. Yeah, and it's funny that we should mention Man United because I guess they are the only team left for us to look at in terms of the results.
What a 5-star performance by Liverpool.
And the scoreline reads in a manner that we might need some glasses to be able to see clearly.
Yeah.
I mean, these guys were put through the sword. There's no other way to put it.
We were talking about this in the review show and in the preview show for Gameweek 9, and I was really intent about talking about this Man United defense. They're really poor defensively, and I was really stressing the fact that them being poor defensively is definitely going to play into into Liverpool's hands, and you could clearly see they were just making rounds around them. Salah was just looking like Salah.
This guy called Maguire. I think they need to bench Maguire for a while. They just need to bench him.
Who will they play? Varane's injured.
I don't know. Maybe De Gea or maybe Henderson. Henderson will become the center back. But hey, Maguire is on terrible form. Like his form is absolutely terrible. Each and every week he's making an error that leads to a goal or something like that, or just being caught in a flimsy position where the opposition benefits from his lack of grit. And it's now becoming just so comical, I guess, for this Manchester United side. It was sad to see the GOAT yet again failing to register a goal.
I don't know if you saw that meme. I don't know if you saw that meme that where they were milking. This is what the GOAT is doing. They're milking.
It was like Salah was told there is a GOAT at United. It was like, say no more.
He came with his Arimis.
And so actually something that was very concerning is how Ronaldo lost his cool against was it Robertson or who was it? Yeah, where the guy tackled and stole the ball from him, and then he acted rashly to kick the ball through his stomach and something like that. It was very uncharacteristic.
It was Jones.
Yeah, it was very uncharacteristic of Ronaldo, and I think that was just a good show of how he's feeling about where the team is at.
It's
he's feeling helpless.
He's
feeling helpless. He's feeling like he can't do anything about it, and he doesn't like that feeling.
Yeah.
And I don't know what they're gonna do to save their season. You saw Paul Pogba doing a Shaolin soccer right there with the flying. That was a flying tackle.
Like everything that could go wrong went wrong. I think they could have actually considered even a lot more than that, And this is at the Old Trafford. But again, it begs the question again: is it time for Oli to go?
Yeah, no, I think that's not what should happen from an Arsenal perspective. I think Ole deserves a second chance. Ole deserves to be forgiven.
Until we meet them.
No, they need to practice forgiveness. Ole needs to be given a chance to show that he is able. But I fear if they fire Ole, because there's some really good quality managers out there right now looking for a job. Yeah. So of course,
let's say they fire him, and let's say he goes. I mean, of course, the options: there's Zidane, there's Conte. Who do you think they could get?
Who's to tell? Who's to say? They might just give Carrick the job. They don't know.
And that would be a disaster. But anyways, that was the weekend roundup. Of course, ending with that game. Of course, Man United, Liverpool slapping 5-0. And this game week, interesting. He had about 40 goals. This game week, so that it was a very high scoring.
3 Hatricks or something like that?
Yeah, they're like 3 Hatricks, which was mad. I think.
Wait, who got a Hatrick? It was Mount and
Mount,
Salah
King, Salah. King,
Mount King Salah.
Watford.
3 hat-tricks.
Yeah.
2 players got 2 goals and an assist. I think Foden
Yeah.
and Dennis got a goal and an assist or 2 goals. He got 2 goals.
Yeah.
I mean, it was crazy in
It
terms of.
was very high scoring.
I think let's transition to our teams and we see how such a game week manifested or translated
Yeah.
into our points.
Yeah. Probably we can. This time we can start with mine.
Sure.
Interestingly, the first thing you'll notice is my bench has a lot of points.
Okay,
And if I
that
got
wasn't the first thing.
okay, the
Continue.
first thing you can notice, of course, is I got 95 points. But there's a lot of points I sat on the bench. Grealish, Livramento. I was just eating myself up, of course, but seeing that happening, seeing Livramento score, it was really eating me up. Then Grealish assisting, but anyways, not too bad a performance, of course. This week, James transfer in for my wild card now paid off this week after being benched and brought off the bench last week. City disappointed, of course, not keeping a clean sheet. Laporte and Cancelo really not delivering. And Trent attacking wise, clean sheet, very good. But I mean, of course, now there's the conundrum that I had, of course, as I was playing my wild card is Jimenez or Wang, and now I'm glad that Wang has kicked it off. But Vardy was the biggest disappointment for me. As well as you can see, giving me that 1 point. And Antonio is back again with that goal. And I mean, who is going to ever not captain Salah in any game week? I had my armband on Lukaku, and of course now he was injured. I just gave it to Salah. I'm like, who else?
Yeah, but really good performance, right? I think you really managed to get some of those big points. I think which were critical in terms of James and the other guy, Trent.
Yeah, Antonio,
Yeah,
Salah.
those were the crucial. Actually, Trent, James were the crucial ones, and Salah.
Yeah,
the rest is just to keep the team going. But those 3 are the ones that gave you that 95 95 points. And yeah, I think in a game week where guys were getting 120, 110, 115, something like that, I think not too bad.
Not too bad. Yeah.
Yeah, I think what's glaring is that in your midfield we can see a lot of ones and a lot of cautions at this point.
Yeah,
actually, all those 3 players are cautions.
Buemo, Rafinha, Vardy. That's really actually wanting for me at the moment.
Yeah, so I don't know. They might play, they might not play. I guess we should look out for the news.
We have a whole week.
Yeah. Okay, quickly transition to my team. I think this is one of the most underwhelming performances for me this season. When everyone was getting above what I managed to squeeze in an 84. And it was a terrible game week. I think the only saving grace is that I didn't waste any points in my bench. That was the only saving grace. But you can see the Tuchel roulette that did me in, as Piliqueta not getting a sniff in that game. I mean, that was just the, I think, the crowning moment of the kind of game week I was gonna have. In a game where these guys keep a clean sheet and score 7 goals, knowing that Aspilicueta is a very attacking fullback, I would have definitely gotten something from there.
Yeah.
But I think the standout performer besides Salah was Smith Rowe, who, of course, starred in that Arsenal versus Aston Villa game. To my benefit, actually, because he was a differential element. And he came in good, especially now that guys were scoring many points. I think Smith Rowe cushioned me a bit from those Trent and James and Chilwell and Foden points. Somehow, I think he's one of the players that made sure I got, I wasn't left too far behind. But then, as you can see, the rest of the party was nowhere to be seen. Of course, Livramento with a good performance right there. And Jimenez seems to be an assist merchant nowadays. But Yeah, I'm still gonna keep him because I think in a fully flowing attack, Wolves attack, I think Jimenez is still the anchor man, and he's also on the penalties. So yes, Huang is getting some good form, but Jimenez is still the guy. I think he will prove sooner or later. So yeah, I think very you can see a lot of ones, a lot of and a zero. Quite a disappointing game for me. Ronaldo, Vardy, two big players, and actually my transfer in this game week was Mboemo, and what a shame! What a shame for him to just bring in a measly 1 point. So yeah, now I have to plan for a transfer somewhere
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, well, of course, first thing you'll, of course, notice from there is that, I mean, I think. Oh, you couldn't, you couldn't. They couldn't bring in a midfielder for as because you already had three
Yeah,
on the.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, of course, that's and I mean, Tini, of course, not playing. For me, that was, of course, I was really happy about that because, like, you know what, this is the kind of game he would have actually really shined. You know, I was really just looking at your team, and I'm like, good, this is good.
No,
But
but
anyways, I think.
I think I felt that Tierney substitution coming because I also
Uh,
subbed him. He's a bit below his par, and at the performance that Nuno produced in that game, maybe Kieran Tierney should be worried a bit.
yeah, definitely. And what should we do with Vardy now?
I don't know. I think we just wait to see first of all if it's an actual knock that is likely to keep him out. The next game is a good game for Vardy. Vardy loves playing
Yeah,
against Arsenal.
against Arsenal.
He
Yeah.
has, yeah, he's managed to score, I think, in the last 5 years, every game or something like that. So they would definitely want to have him fit for that game. So I can be rest assured that Brandon Rodgers will try as much as possible to make sure he's fit for that game. So yeah, we can just look out for the news. I think getting rid of Vardy at this point in time might be a bit premature. Worst case scenario, you just bench him and wait to see what plays out.
Yeah.
But yeah, for me, I think I have to get rid of one person, be it either Kieran Tierney or Mbuemo or someone. Someone's got to go. Someone's got to go.
Yeah, and of course, we've kept up the momentum of not getting a hit since. I think this is something we've kept on for the last 9 game weeks.
Yeah, and we are coming up to game week 10. I think for the first time for me, game week 10 without taking a hit. That's so huge. That's so huge.
Amazing stuff. Yeah, I think yeah, but I mean, of course, interesting game week 9 that we had. Of course, we have Carabao EFL Cup, of course, you know, happening midweek. Of course, there's a lot of news that's gonna come out of there. So let's just keep watch, even as we look at getting into the preview show. Yeah, thanks guys for joining in. I think that's it from us, and that's it from me. Join us, of course, as we do the team reveal for Dinosaurus in the course of the week as well, and the preview show for game week 10. Of course, please don't forget to you know, subscribe to our channel and leave a thumbs up as well if you appreciate the content that we do. Follow us on our social media platforms at Official FF Zone on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. I mean, from us on the zone, that is it. And yeah, peace.